summer haze, I fought off sleep after lunch. Staring through the office window, time just drifted, blurred and pale. The sun dried out my feelings, and my face forgot how to move.
Sometimes I joke with coworkers, wash away the day with one glass of beer. But the walk home always felt the same neon signs, the same cold breeze. No one stayed with me past the night. Each day dissolved into the next.
That day was no different, but the sky looked clearer than usual. A breeze slipped between the buildings, tickled the edge of my nose, and for a second something felt
unfamiliar.
At exit 3 of Hapjeong Station, as I waited for the light to change, my bag strap slipped off my shoulder, and someone quietly held it back for me. When I looked up, he wore a white shirt and a watch, pulled out his earphone with his left hand, and disappeared into the wind.
That brief moment slightly shifted my day. A touch without words, a figure without farewell.
He vanished, and so did the moment. I went back into the current of routine, as if nothing had happened. Maybe it was just another ordinary day, but somehow that moment stuck with me. No conversation, no eye contact, and yet I remember the sky, the breeze in his sleep. You were just someone passing by. No name, no face, but clearly you brushed my shoulder like a breeze. A new scene entered my day, a detail I didn't expect.
Like a sign, something subtle began in me. At the very edge of summer, when the autumn wind had just started to blow.
Subway station near exit 3, amid the crowd, a familiar silhouette brushed past, and I flinched, then looked up. He was already smiling at me. Hi, we saw each other yesterday, right? The words weren't new, but they somehow felt like a beginning. Just like that, we walked side by side around the corner. I saw the sign of the cafe I often visited. Would you like to grab a coffee? Warmer inside than outside, chocolate-toned walls, a small round table. We sat by the window. I
suddenly ask, can we see each other again? I didn't answer because the question fluttered through me too quickly like a leaf, trembling in the autumn wind. My heart too was swaying, not too fast but not still either. He asked without looking at me, and I stayed still, eyes fixed somewhere near his hands. For a moment all other sounds melted, and I felt something fall inside me, like a single leaf unannounced. Maybe the air in the cafe had changed a little, because with that one question, even this small corner felt strangely new. That's how the flutter began, like autumn leaves. He entered me quietly. The wind blew outside. We both finished our drinks. There was no promise, no confession, but the way our eyes held just a little longer than before, that was enough. It was a Sunday, too bright to be real. We agreed to meet on the riverside bike road. His helmet looked slightly too big, somehow cute, and I smiled first. We rode side by side. To our right silver water shimmered, to our left cosmos flowers brushed our arms like soft hands. Between tall reeds the path narrowed. We spoke less and less, until only the sound of wheels remained. Let's stop just for a minute. We pulled over and parked the bikes on a hill where sunlight rested. We laid out what we had brought: kimbap, toast, coffee, and laughter. We sat in the shade, ate in silence. I handed him a piece of kimbap and laughed at the seaweed stuck on his lip. That day the world felt too beautiful. Sunlight, breeze, everything seemed to favor us. He played his favorite song while we sipped coffee. We hummed along and fell into the same rhythm. Our paper cups tilted in the grass. He moved a little closer and stayed. He played his favorite song while we sipped coffee. We hummed along and fell into the same rhythm. Our paper cups tilted in the grass. He moved a little closer and stayed. He absent-mindedly drew a heart on his paper cup. We said, let's see each other every day, half joking, half meaning it. come to rest right here in my arms.
You've become a part of my daily life. Weeknight walks after work, lazy holiday mornings by the cafe window, like a tiny recurring note in my schedule. You naturally entered my everyday. Nothing dramatic, really. Sometimes we just walked in silence, passing the same signs on the same street, saying things like, that place is still open, huh? We didn't change anything big, but somehow we started to find our place in each other. Even in the dull, monotonous days, a word from you brought autumn sunshine into my heart like a breeze, clearing away the sticky heat of summer. My mood would shift. That's how we wandered through city streets together, new paths, old alleys. Even without holding hands, we felt close. When there was no cafe, we'd sit on a bench. Even in silence, it was comfortable. We were becoming joyful lovers. Silly complaints, harmless teasing, repeating stories we told before. Even those turned into laughter. Ordinary days I barely remember became warmer just because you were in them. Maybe love lasts longer, not in grand promises or declarations, but in these quiet repetitions. Every day with you was slowly settling into my heart, just like that. No one needed to define us. This feeling had already become something that came to me every day. Same time, same path, like the same gentle sunlight with the temperature of autumn. This street I walk with you used to feel so boring, but now, like a place where sunlight lingers, I find myself wanting to walk it just a bit longer. Inside me, you came in quietly, like autumn sunshine. Toward evening, we headed to the riverside. City lights spilled over the water, and distant laughter floated in the air. People walking their dogs, children shouting in play, and a lone cat stepping lightly, pausing near us. We picked up 2 cans of beer from a nearby store. You looked up at the full round moon while I quietly watched. Your face turned red in the twilight. You talked more than usual that night, letting all your stories out.
the sky glowing red and the city slowly dimming. We had no promises between us, but in that moment everything felt complete. You leaned on my shoulder and I gently tucked your hair away from your forehead. The autumn night air was crisp, but the moonlight so warm. Your breath so quiet, and I was smiling in that perfect silence. Time passed and we still said nothing, but the silence felt like the deepest conversation. Even without the word love, the night was enough. Everything sat in its place, and you were asleep, softly leaning on me. The full moon hung round and high, and the city fell quiet beneath its gaze. As your head rested on my shoulder, I felt protected from everything in the world. In that moment, you silently came even closer into me. We laughed together, walked side by side, shared our beer in the evening light. Your offhand words, your slowly closing eyes. I was wrapped up in all of it, with a heart round and quiet like the moon above. That night, no words of love were needed. The way you fell asleep, leaning into me, that was everything. I held my breath just to keep you resting. The river breeze, the moonlight, and you all embraced me that night. We rushed out early in the morning, took a bus an hour away to a city with a wide, calm lake. Sunlight danced on the rippling surface. We bought rice balls and drinks at a convenience store and sat on a lakeside bench. I said something without thinking. You burst into laughter. That laugh decided the weather of our day. I copied your way of speaking. You mimicked the way I walked. Even our photo poses started to match. The way you covered your mouth when you laughed. Now I can't tell which one of us started first. Looking at you, I felt like I was looking at myself. The lake was still, and we were submerged in it too. Slowly, quietly, we were soaking into each other. Even without words, we were becoming alike. Reflected in the lake, you and me, same expression, same gaze. We're becoming like each other. Our voices, our laughter, our gestures, our teasing. We're becoming like each other, naturally blending into each other's days. We were becoming alike. You hummed the song I liked. I suggested going to the place you always visited. We spoke of each other's past as if it were the present, and we planned our future schedules together.
anything grand, but just being together felt like building something. Becoming alike means we've been together for a while. We're becoming alike. Same taste in coffee, same way of pouring a drip. Even our walking rhythm began to sync. We're becoming alike. In stretched out conversations we still found surprisingly perfect timing. Us reflected in the lake. Maybe we were slowly coming together into one shared form. We were becoming alike, just like that, quietly, slowly. We were becoming like each other.
Again today with those calm eyes. From a distance I watched your shadow. Though I never said it aloud, I wished your day would be safe, that no one would leave scars on you. I prayed in silence. The world is always filled with whispers and glances, and you just try to live your life. So like a scarecrow, I stood still, pretending to smile even when the wind shook me, even when I felt torn inside. Maybe I was afraid that those birds flying past this field might carry you away, that me just standing here might not be enough. I'm a scarecrow with a heart full of wishes to protect. Can't stretch my arms, can't step forward, yet more than anyone I block the path of harm with a heart I never spoke of. I stood there, I kept the light on late, fearing you'd feel down at night. I rewrote a single message 10 times over, afraid even my care would feel like a burden. Even from myself I hid my feelings. I never spoke much, but I've learned how to watch when you cried. Maybe you didn't notice the rain, but I stood blocking its direction with my back. I'm a scarecrow, you're like a flower blooming with each season. You come and go with the wind, but I stay here wishing you'll never be hurt, quietly holding out my arms without a word. Maybe you don't need to know all of this,
On one side of my desk, there's always a notebook lying open inside. Little stories of you and me, pieces of emotion pressed into each day are gently written. 2 reasons you smile today, our ranking of gimbap flavors, the bus stop view we wanna visit may be trivial to others, but to me they shine. At first the word love felt too big to write, but now on every page the way I write your name gets more beautiful. This notebook holds our days together. No dates, no titles, just skies from those days. The way you spoke, the gaze you gave me, I don't wanna forget it. So today again I write in my autumn notes a tiny sticker, a crooked heart like your doodles. The folded corners carry traces of our time. As I flip through them, your face gently the page. Some people capture love in photographs, others etch it in songs, but me, I write you down quietly, letter by letter. Each day one more line, our future imagined like a diary. Though nothing is spoken, this notebook holds our hearts pressed between the pages. My autumn notes are filled with laughter, half filled with thoughts of you. Even when the season changes, this feeling will keep being written, because you, my season, still linger in me. What joy! My face is colored by the autumn breeze. La la la, it sparkles. Your face is colored by the autumn sunshine. La la la, tinted red. Our faces are colored by the autumn leaves. The sky is clear, the wind is high, and at the tip of our walking feet leaves dangle and twirl. A smile brushed by the tip of my nose, a voice brushing past my ears, too precious to just let pass, so I softly sing a tune. Tururu, dun 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 dun. This day tinted by autumn light, I sing it, me and you. We laugh in the daytime and walk quietly at night between us two. A handful of sunlight, a slice of moonlight. Under the moonlight, each other's faces look a little more beautiful. We smiled, blaming it on the season. La la la, what joy! You and I colored by changing the color of my heart in this moment with you. La la la, we are coloring together. La la la, with autumn we are coloring together. La la la. Played the guitar so beautifully. Why did I only realize it now? You rolled up your sleeves, loosened your fingers, and began to play just for me. You pulled out a slightly worn sheet of music. It's a song I wrote. You said with a smile when I asked the title, you quietly replied, a sincere autumn song dedicated to you. With that sound, my heart began to echo, and my lips started to hum the melody. From the very beginning, it felt like our story. All day long, we sang that song, first you, then me. We sang the same song to each other with different hearts. It was a love song without a doubt. You were smiling, I felt like crying. Your guitar strings carried my heart deeper than words. Each emotion was soaked into every single note. Into each other's faces and followed the guitar's voice again. This time I wanted to sing a heartfelt love song dedicated to you. Now it's a song for both of us, a melody one began, the other completes. We sang it together for each other with one heart at the edge of autumn. Though the guitar fell silent, the melody remained. Our day together, our season together. Inside that song, we keep calling each other again and again. A sincere autumn song dedicated to you.
a night full of stars. We sat on a bench, leaning on each other's shoulders, looking up at the sky. Your profile brighter than the street lights, showing more than anything that night. You were glowing. That star's mine, you said lately with a grin, and beside it I quietly chose a star for myself, the one that always follows you, the clingy constellation that was me, never letting go of you. You laughed and said, I'm the puppy constellation, lonely without you, lost without you. And with those words my nose stung a little, I don't know why. Our constellations look just like each other, even from afar. They always seem side by side up in the sky, and down here too. We were always together. Who created constellations, I wonder? Did they already know about us? Up in the night sky, tiny destinies that look like you and me. We're pulling each other closer. When autumn nights come again, we'll still be smiling under the same stars, looking at the same sky, remembering each other's constellations, sharing this feeling in the flow of time, smiling like stars in the sky. Our constellations will never change, even as time passes. Wherever we are, we'll be the light that finds each other each night beneath those stars, thinking of you, dreaming under the same sky. One by one, the names we gave our stars, childish maybe, but filled with sincerity beneath the quiet autumn sky. You are my puppy star, and I'm your clingy star, forever shining with you. I met you again today. We stay long at the library, flipping through pages together, reading aloud lines we both liked. And just like that, time slipped past us again. We dropped by a bookstore, you handed me a book of poems. You like this poet, right? You said with a smile, and I simply nodded. At that moment I felt a lump in my throat. As always, that alley where we say goodbye, you walked me home, then turned to go your own way. It was always like that, but today something felt different. Before your back faded away, I turned around, and right then you turned to the moment our eyes met. Without a word, we started to run toward each other down that night street. through the dark alley we left, because it was so sudden, because it felt so good. No words were needed. From the path we always parted on, we had chosen the same road at last. So your back would no longer grow distant. I could run after you every day from now on. No more lonely nights. At the end of the alley there'll be nights with you. That night we turned around and ran together with a clear resolve we'd never made before. Our hearts raced ahead faster than the season. This morning, you said you had to go on a business trip. You smiled and said you'd be back in a day. But in that moment, something inside me cracked just a little. It was the first time I felt this unease. I was fine during the day, kept busy with work, met people. But as evening came, the whole world turned unfamiliar. Familiar streets, a familiar cafe. But the emptiness without you felt strangely out of place. Sitting blankly in front of a cup of coffee, I kept checking my phone, only to find no messages. I sighed deeply, there was probably nothing wrong. Still, I worried anyway. Yesterday felt like 3 years. A single day without you was unbearably long. An evening without you filled my world with absolute silence. Maybe this is what love feels like. In the darkened room, I caught a glimpse of myself in the window. Somehow I looked pitiful. My eyes seemed to be searching for your shadow. Even to myself, I felt like a stranger. The day we first met, that smile of yours grabbed hold of me from somewhere at the end of this long day.
I came to realize this heart waiting for you feels so empty. Today too is passing like 3 years, and tomorrow I'll wait for you again, even if every day feels this long and aching. Maybe this waiting is a gift you left me, because that's how much I love you. Beyond the curtain, the night sky opens, and with a slightly cafe by the lake, an aging space. Songs that remember their golden days. We're still guarding the place. The people were quiet, only memories remained on the tables. When the stage lights dimmed and the old speaker played a song from the past, suddenly you stood up, exchanged a few words with the owner, picked up a guitar and sat on the small stage. In that moment I forgot to breathe. The light shone on you, the guitar strings trembled, and as the first verse began I knew right away this was something brighter than any stage I'd ever seen. The autumn song you shared, I was in that song. Though you didn't say the word love, every melody was calling my name. In that moment I was sure you were mine. The crowd held its breath, my hands clutched my heart. You didn't even lift your head, just immersed in the song. Your song was in the memory. It was this very moment, and every note was directed at me. That song moved me deeply. What you couldn't say in words, you delivered through your song. From that moment on, I decided not to hesitate. Love comes just like this. The autumn song you shared, the love song you shared, the song of you and me that you shared. This happiness of being one, I could only let my tears fall endlessly. The cafe grew lively, people clapped and called for an encore. I bowed my head in silence. You set down the guitar and came to me. In that moment the whole world came to me. I realized I was your song. How could I ever describe you that day with just words and melody? How could I ever describe that emotion of the day? I fell asleep counting stars, 1, 2, then thousands more. I never knew infinity could feel so comforting with you by my side. Even the word end became beautiful. Time passes, the world changes, but our names will never fade. With this love alone, I could cross the entire universe. From the
born again among the dust of stars, we'd still remember each other's names, becoming each other's gravity. We'd pull close once more. Of time, even when all light fades, when air stands still, and gravity disappears, we'll still call out each other's names, even in the silence beyond sound. To the end of stars with you, I'm never alone on this path. I'll be crossing 1,000 galaxies, we'll end up in each other's eyes. Even after all stars vanish, only one thing remains: the time I had with you, brighter than stars, warmer than darkness. That is our eternal promise. Walk with me in silence, the stars already know that we will stay together to the very end. The wind was crisp, the clouds drifted free, the sky stretched endlessly blue, and the leaves turned to dazzling flames. Everything about that day reminded me of you. There was sunlight in your gaze, your voice as soft as fallen leaves. Even the warmth in your touch felt like autumn itself. We walked in silence and only our glances met. That alone was enough. Time seemed to freeze, and in that moment forever didn't feel so far. If only this autumn could last forever, you and I, staying in the season where a single day feels like a lifetime shared. Even when seasons change, my heart will still remain right here. The air was laced with coffee, our quiet smiles met across the breeze. Even a simple gesture made the world dance. Every little moment felt like a miracle. La da 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 Let winter come, I won't mind as long as you're each other's season. So under the same sky we'll always feel the wind together. The sunlight faded and the sky deepened. I held your hand tight and whispered, I hope this won't be our last autumn together. If only this autumn could last forever. The world was still so dark. We sat together in a quiet room, lit a single candle without a word, just looking into each other's eyes. We stayed in that light. You reached out your hand, placed it gently over mine. Let's remember this moment, you said, and with that something in me started to tremble softly. We didn't make big promises, only this, that we'd stay close like today, that even if darkness comes, it's okay, as long as we're together. We lit a candle in the dark and decided to look toward the same road. Even on the hard and distant days, this one flame will be enough, a single hope, lighting two hearts, guiding us all the way. Even when the world gets loud, let's walk at our own pace, not too fast, not too slow, like the candlelight, steady, warm, lighting our nights together. If ever this light begins to flicker, let's hold hands again, that's our promise. So even with eyes closed, we'll still feel each other near. We lit a candle in the dark. Even if the world grows distant, we'll be closer. No more words are needed, just holding your hand, following this light, one step at a time. We'll keep walking on. The candle was small, but its light revealed everything. Our hearts, our future, in this very moment, without a word, we chose the road together, becoming the brightest light in the darkest night. On an autumn night, you sat quietly in front of me, hands folded, saying nothing, and my heart softened at the sight that a prayer for you, that your shoulders feel lighter, that even when alone you never feel lonely, that my love becomes your shelter. I prayed in silence. You had your eyes closed and then you said, when autumn comes my heart becomes still, and in that stillness I find you. Your words, they made my heart ache gently. On this autumn night we prayed for each other, calling each other's name softly and slowly. With one glowing heart we wish to walk this path together humbly. If someone's prayer can become another's everything, then I want it to be your sky at night, so that your tears won't fall, so that your stillness won't shatter. I wanted to dwell in that prayer. Prayer wasn't made of words, it was our gaze, our held hands, a breathless smile that was enough. And if God was listening, I hope this love too will be blessed. The prayer of this autumn night began with our names, a vow where we protect one another. Each night, repeating like a sacred song, my prayers for you won't end. Even when seasons change, after the prayer, we simply sat there, no candle, no words, and yet it was the warmest place in the world, because it was our autumn night prayer. Even if you say nothing, I already know where your heart lingers, what you're quietly holding inside. I sit by the window tinted with autumn light and sing just for you today. Hope I'm not too late, that my song still reaches you. May this melody become a candle in your lonely evening. Let all winds pass by you and rest with me. This song is a promise, even if I never sing it to the end. It flows toward you as a daily prayer, the most beautiful
before even sound does, and so it whispers endlessly. I exist for you.